Hello there, YouTube do-it-yourselfers. I thought I'd give a little bit back to the community with a, hope I don't say a lot in here. Anyway, a homemade humidifier that fits over the register in your floor. It gets really dry in the house. We've got a wood stove in here, and of course a regular forced air furnace. So stuff gets dry and makes breathing tough. So, what we have here are a couple kitty litter containers. One upside down, one right side up. And what I did was, I don't know whether to move the camera or move the stuff. I cut a hole in one of the containers. Has two holes, so it goes all the way through to the other side, and I'll talk about that gusset or that gasket or whatever you want to call it here in a minute. But these are, what size are these? 35-pound containers. So I cut a hole all the way through, and you'll notice I've cut some radii in the corners so that it wouldn't split. I just used a regular wood spade, I don't know, maybe an inch and a half bit, something like that, so that it wouldn't split. And then I cut it with a regular utility knife. I also bored with that same bit, so it's got to be like an inch. I bored some holes along the top for these rails, these pipes. This is regular PVC pipe like you have for a sprinkler system in the yard or whatever. So I bored holes there and then across too, so that they'd go through. And I hang towels, hand towels on these, so they'll go all the way down. I fold them in half and they drape down so that they go all the way into the bottom, which is where the water is, the reservoir. And that's about, it'll hold maybe like 2 gallons. And I guess depends on how high up off the ground you cut this opening and how big you make the opening. I didn't do any CFM calculations on this or anything. So it's, it's going to pump air, it pumps the air through. It's a little smaller than the register, but about the same. So you're not getting a lot of flow restriction or whatever. The number of towels, I've got 5 rods in here. So the number of towels you hang, you can kind of regulate the amount of humidity that's going to go into the air. Based on that, I guess. And I don't change them very often, and, when they get a little mildewy or whatever. So I don't know, maybe once every couple of weeks or so. And just swap them out with clean ones, and don't use the wife's best towels. And so that's it. And then I've got some big cable ties to hold the two things together, and then of course there would be a gap in there where the air would get, you don't want air getting through. So I just took some of that pipe insulation that's split lengthwise, cut it to length, and wrapped it around the unit. So, anyway, this is no-brainer stuff, right? Nobody needs a lot of detail. Then you put the lid on, snap the lid on, fill it with water, and then stick this back end over your floor register, which fits nicely, and the air comes through that end, comes out that opening, and then runs over the towels. If you don't have a lot of air coming through in this backside from the floor register, you can put a small fan up inside the box on top of the register, and that'll keep some airflow, maybe help with the airflow. It's not noisy, it doesn't take any electricity. So there you go. And if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and write to me, and next time I get online, I'll try to answer them for you. Good luck. Have fun.